So here we go. We're starting a new show called
Scraping the Plate.
Scraping the Plate. And basically what it's going to involve is my friend Kayla, who I met a little while ago. Why don't you tell us a little about yourself?
All right, so my name is Kayla Caulfield. I'm a actress, model, and singer located here in Boston. I've been modeling for about 12 years, and I recently started to get kind of serious with the acting. Well, I started 5 years ago after I graduated high school. I kind of made the transition from modeling into acting, and I didn't go to college or anything. I just went right into acting, doing stand-in work, background work, working with student films, independent films here in Boston, Rhode Island. And I just recently got lucky being part of the
Lightkeepers?
No, Lightkeepers, yeah, but then also Coda that won the Oscars last year.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool to come out and know what you want.
Yeah.
Usually people don't come out that way.
I know, yeah. It just blew up overnight, and I just didn't expect it to, being nominated is one thing, but winning is...
And then putting herself in certain circles where she meets other people in the industry, like myself, who has been in cameras and film for quite a while now, for at least 2 decades. I started off as still photography and shooting models, you know what I'm saying, of course, and all of that stuff, but doing a lot of stuff here in New England. We're both from New England, so we come from here, which is kind of cool. And I think it's kind of like a little melting pot of everything. This is Boston is known for people from all over the world coming here and being here. We actually just saw these chips, which we actually love. They're from Mexico, but it's from a guy that's from New England that makes them. And basically, scraping the plate to me is not leaving anything on the plate in life. You know what I'm saying? Really just getting everything that's down in there, getting the spice, and having those experiences when you get to a point when that's all you have. That's the most important thing. So being all these places and Kayla being kind of new to it and actually sharing it with somebody else is creating that experience. And creating that experience through you is now I can have someone to talk to about it.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things, what are all these great experiences good for if I have no one to converse about it? And that would be along the lines of what I'm thinking for as far as telling a story. Because that's all we do in life. We only tell a story, and the story that we create for ourselves. Yeah. So that's just my background, camera. So photography, film, working with, Ryan just recently, but Michael Zotos and working with Ernesto Galan on some of the high-end theater stuff is really phenomenal. And to experience all these great things in life, whether it be art, music, history, culture, that's something that I am and permeates me. It's just, and I want to push that forward. You know what I'm saying, and give it out there and give back. So that's my background, and I think today we're going to cook what type of food, Kayla?
Well, Mexican
food.
It looks like here.
Because it's the middle of winter, okay? And the middle of winter in Boston is usually what, -10?
Yeah.
That's the temperature going on next week.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, escaping to Mexico, which I've been to a number of times, is one of the best experiences. When it's really cold outside, and you go down there and you have that hot weather, and it's like, I'm in summer again.
Yeah.
Finally, the sky opens up,
Yeah.
And we were talking before about some places down there, and there was civilizations down there far before, long before we came here, and the conquistadors when they, toppled Tupelo, you know what I'm saying, and took over, the whole South America with 30 horses. They thought they were gods. They showed up on horses with
your
swords.
History lesson, guys.
Yeah, it's crazy. When you think of Pizarro and all the explorers, this was a new world. Yeah. And they came in and the people looked at them like gods. They're like, they must be gods. They're part animal and part. I'm not messing with it. No. And then they take a Tupelo and they take him out and they kill him on a rock, who was supposedly their god. Yeah. And that they thought was undefeatable. And then they figured out he's just a man. Yeah. Like everyone else. But the history of that is they worship the sun. For thousands of years, they created the Aztec calendar and the Mayan calendar. The world is supposed to be over right now, right? Is that, did they say
in 2012,
2012?
Yeah.
Yeah, the world's supposed to be, but it's not over.
It's not over.
It continues. It happens, And I'm excited to still be here. I'm excited to share it. And now I'm really getting excited because this is Mexican food. This is the spice of life. Yeah. And let's have that. Let's get to it because I am starving, right?
Knowing you, I know you are.
There you go. All right, well, let's get to it. We're going to make a queso dip. So that's a traditional dip, when people come over to start with. And we're going to make it a chicken queso. And we're going to make it hot.
Make it hot, yeah.
You gotta make it hot. Okay? All right, so let's have at it.
All right.
Let's make it. Let's just go. Where do we start? Let's take the onions. So let's get these onions out. Let's get some nice from here. So you pull it from that side right there. And we'll get some onions going. So you can use just regular yellow onions. You don't have to go with the different colors. They're actually not as good for you as red onions. Red onions, I'm going to move these flowers in a minute. Red onions don't have a chemical in it that penetrates the stomach.
Yeah.
You know, so I like to use red onions and caramelize those a lot of times because they're not. I don't know. All this stuff coming out, everything's bad for you, but now they're telling me onions are bad for me. I'm like, I love onions. I love onion rings.
I love onions.
Yeah, I love onions.
I love onions.
I love onion powder because when you put it on a parmesan, like that, it's actually it's flavored with onion. So yellow onions not as good for me as the red onions. But let's see how Kayla cuts this onion. I'm trusting her with a knife.
No, you won't.
Yeah, trust me with a knife. Go ahead. I won't even look.
God. Boom. Like that.
All right. So Kayla, doesn't come from a chef background.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
My mother's quite the cook more than me, but
yeah. But you help out. Like I called and you said, "What do you do for Thanksgiving?" Well, I'm helping my mom out. You know, getting the Thanksgiving meal ready. So what I like to do is just like everyone else, I'll take this onion and I'll just pull this side off.
Yeah.
You know, so I'll just peel this stuff off before I even cut the onion. I'll take that. Once you peel that little piece off right there, we'll take that off. And you want to get all that husk off there. But if it was a solid onion, and you can even, some people are like really particular. They're like, oh my gosh, you're losing some of the onion there. And I'm like, I can lose a little bit of the onion. Doesn't matter. Take that off, and then we get this little piece off here. And get this little piece off here. We'll just take that all off. So depending, you guys know when you get salads, you know what I'm saying, you're getting that. I get issues. I get issues with onions. But I'm keeping my fingers back, so my fingers are being cut.
At least I knew that.
My knuckles. Yeah, you definitely keep your fingers away from the knife. Meat is meat when it comes to a knife. So it's like, it's not people that kill people, it's knives that kill people. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So here, but what is that the other way around? I don't know. So you take your onions and you chop them up. These here, you're gonna use for putting into a pan. I'm gonna caramelize the stuff. Yeah. So we're gonna take that and we're gonna caramelize all this onion. So we don't really need to chop it up really fine. We're gonna actually do what later on? We're gonna do some other things. We're gonna have to put them separate. We're not gonna caramelize them. We're doing what? Tacos.
Tacos, yes.
Tacos.
So we can use these for tacos.
Yeah, you can use this chopped up stuff here for tacos. Yeah. Because basically you want to put them on your taco at the end. You just want to make sure you get a nice cut out of them. My grandfather would come here right now because he'd see the way I took apart this onion. He'd be like, here, did not do the onion. But, so we have some of that. Let's see, so that, and then we'll cut some big slices here because we're gonna, this is gonna be for the queso. So we'll take this for the queso, the bigger pieces.
Queso, yeah.
Let's get a pan going here. Let's see what we need to be. Right down here in the bottom. Yeah, let's go down here. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah. This is my head. This is my head behind the pans. Big pans.
Big pan.
Big pan's the way to go. And I always get the non-stick ones, but certain dishes, like if you were doing some Brussels sprouts or something like that, you'd want like a cast iron because you want to get that really burnt flavor and stuff like that. But I tend to use these because it cleans up well and it's easy to use, and always get a bigger pan. You know, people always say, get a small pan, get a big.
The bigger the better.
The bigger the better. Yes, absolutely. So I'm gonna move over here. We're gonna get some of these onions, and we're gonna caramelize them. I kind of dig the LG ovens. They're kind of my bag. Yeah. This is the Pro Bake series, so it's made for Pro Bake convection. It has the super fast boil over there, and has the the inner one. So we're gonna get some oil.
Earl.
Yeah, oil's like, if you're making tacos,
yeah,
like just regular oil. You don't have to go crazy. If it's Italian food, there's oil with butter.
You gotta douse that.
Yeah, the high-end oil or the balsamic. You know what I'm saying? Is kind of what you want to go with. So you're gonna take a little bit of oil there, and then you're gonna throw some of these onions in there, and we're gonna caramelize them. We're gonna reduce them because think about it, it's in a queso dip. In a queso dip, you don't want to bite into like a big piece of onion. Onion's more for flavoring. We'll put it in there. And then we got enough oil in there.
Do you need more oil? What else do you
No,
need?
that's good. That's good. And then we'll get you a spatula here.
Spatula.
And we're gonna have Kayla doing the work today.
Mom, if
'cause
you're
Kayla
watching
wants
this, I apologize in advance. I'm trying my best.
No. She'll be great. She'll be great. So just chopping these. This will be for later, but we'll concentrate on those. So another thing you're gonna use is the queso is gonna use some of the hot stuff. So peppers or fresh ground pepper and salts. You want to kind of use those. So over here, you can use like a sea salt. And you can get them in little shakers. Like we went today to get this stuff. Mm-hmm. So what we talking about with these was the price on the stuff.
Oh yeah.
Where would you go to get stuff like
this? Normally I'll go to a supermarket, but in our case we went to the dollar store.
There you go.
And then like literally across the street was
right.
Just a regular little supermarket.
Right, exactly. So I mean, some of the stuff. Listen, guys, money's tight.
Money's
They
tight.
always have recession, inflation,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. But go to the dollar store and get some of the spices. A lot of this stuff, the sea salt, the cracked pepper, the cayenne, stuff like that. Just go there and it's $1.25. You know.
Like, normally I wouldn't think to get anything like these at a dollar
Right.
store. Like you wouldn't think
Right.
to get let alone groceries at a dollar store.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
I certainly never thought of it.
Well, it's still every time you go to the store, it's about $100.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It's like it used to be that way with Home Depot.
Yeah.
Now it's that way when I go shopping for food.
Yeah.
So we'll have you to caramelize those. So we're just gonna mix it around with the spatula there. This is how you know I'm a real nerd. This is my lightsaber pepper dispenser that actually lights up and grinds pepper. But the basic thing is, it's good for grinding pepper. I'm just in there. Kayla's doing a good job.
There we go.
And what that does when Kayla's doing that, and we'll put another light on here for her. What that does is that reduces the onion and makes it less harsh on you. And it's like already getting to it, like it's digesting, but it's getting the sugars to reduce. That's what you're doing.
Getting that. Juice for hours.
So as she's doing that, we're gonna get some Frank's Red Hot. Okay, goes with wings, goes with quesos.
Put that on everything.
Yeah, we're gonna throw some of that in there. So there you go. So the water's reacting with the oil right now.
I can feel it.
Yeah. And then with I like a little crushed red pepper in there. That, and then this you have to be careful with. This is cayenne pepper. So be real careful with the cayenne pepper. And again, where do we get all that stuff? I mean, the spices. I mean, a dollar store, $1.25. But just be careful with this because you can get it really hot, really fast. So you can't really cool it down. You can have a little bit more sour cream or milk product, but you kind of want to cook it raw. So now we're nice and hot. It's pretty much bringing down and caramelizing that stuff real quick. We're gonna bring down the heat. Bring down the heat. And that looks pretty good. Those look pretty good. So we're gonna turn the heat off on that one. You wanna turn that off, Kayla? Yeah, this one here. I'm gonna turn that right off. So those are caramelized pretty good. And that's gonna get your base of the flavor. Salt and pepper are two most crucial spices with anything. So good salt and pepper, even a rub on a steak or a chicken, salt and pepper are the two critical ones, on anything. Let's go back over here. And why don't we have the chicken come into play? So let me get that there, Ryan, for me, please. All right, now we kind of cheated here a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, because we didn't want to spend all night making a rotisserie chicken.
God, no.
No. So we just got a rotisserie chicken. The reason why we got rotisserie chicken is rotisserie chicken will have all that flavor. Have you ever deboned a chicken? Oh, this is awesome. This is great. This is what I love about this show. All right, Kayla, come on over here.
All right, hold on.
This is gonna be great. I love this.
All right.
So,
I need
chicken.
chicken.
Why don't we pull that chicken out? Just use your hands. Put it right on this table right here.
All right.
Whoa. So, rotisserie chicken. So that soaks in all the flavor. When that thing spins around on that spigot, all that chicken flavor goes back into it. So it's not sitting on the bottom of the plate or reduced. You usually have this tied up. Why don't we grab that knife that we were cutting the onions with? Whoa. Chicken spitting. I think it's angry. Oh, this piece looks defective. Alright.
Alright.
But what we want to do with the chicken, and we're using our hands and we're not using gloves because we're eating the food, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Over here. We want to cut those, you can pull them off.
Want to pull them off?
You can pull it off if you want to.
I'm okay pulling them off.
Yep.
Do that.
And then what we want to do is pull all the bones out.
Guys, let me know if I'm doing this right.
That's okay.
There's
no wrong way.
You can make fun of me. It's okay.
There's no wrong way.
Struggling. Right here, I think I got a bone right here. Yeah, that's why it's kind of won't let go.
You're like, oh my God, what is it? So, again, we want to just separate the meat. So over here, come on over here. I'm gonna come over here a little bit more. No, you
Okay,
stay,
all right.
stay over there. So you just want to take all that meat off, and you want to make sure that there's no bones in it. Bones are bad.
Bones are bad.
Two things that are bad in cooking: bones in the meat, and any type of blood or anything like that. You gotta not do. But we're gonna take all this meat and grab that one and pull all the meat off there.
Lay them on the floor.
Yeah, you don't want that.
I'm like, on the floor.
And again, this is just to flavor the queso too.
Mm-hmm.
The chicken makes it a little bit more hearty, like a meal. In Mexico, it's great. You actually go to the village and they just pull a chicken out, like that one right there, and you're like, okay, that's lunch. People are like, oh my God, that's so gross. I can't believe that. Like, where do you think chicken comes from? They're like, oh, Stop and Shop.
No.
I'm like, no.
No.
Don't come from Stop and Shop.
Not around here.
Yeah, and Kayla, you eat any type of food, right?
Oh, yeah,
You're not a vegetarian or
no, oh God,
pescatarian or
no. Nope. No, yeah,
Presbyterian.
No,
Just how- yeah.
I'm open with anything,
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Anything else?
And then I do the chicken right there. And then the smartest thing to do is when you're doing this too, is to grab the napkins before you start pulling everything apart. You can just rinse them here real quick.
Yep.
We'll grab some napkins over here. I got some napkins for you. And I'm just going to do the rest of the chicken here. Wait. Some of that. Put it in the bag. So, the breast of chicken, sometimes what you do is you cut it. And then you pull that breast right off there. And break that piece right out. And you cut it across the breast and you keep a leg as like a Statler cut. So there's different cuts of chicken, and you want to take the skin. You want to take the skin off. I'll only ever say this like right now because I'm making a queso with it, because the skin is where all the flavor is. That's where all the fat is. That's where all the reduction comes, and it soaks the chicken. I don't care. I like that. All right, no. I got chicken. I got some more chicken over here.
Yeah. Oh, the bone right there.
There's a bone.
It's a beautiful bone right there.
That's why she's doing her job. She's like, So, I think we've deboned everything good.
Just about.
Do you like skin?
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat the whole skin. But you look through, there's another bone. Another bone. So once we get that, I'm gonna push it over to you,
Yeah.
and you're gonna chop that chicken up.
Here we go.
I'm gonna show her how to chop it up then.
Please teach me.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you're doing it right. I don't know, but you know what?
Another piece was defective. Let me show you.
Good.
So this,
This is a learning experience.
just take it like this.
Oh.
Then it should come right apart. Now, if you want, you know, really get in there. You know, or I guess I do this,
Do that.
and that keeps my hands away from the chicken,
Yeah.
and I'm still chopping it up. You know, but you want to get it in for the queso. Yeah, my hands are slipping right now too. You want to get it like that.
Yeah.
And then when you put it in the pan, you're gonna get it even to come out a little bit more. But again,
See, I was like,
yeah, you just want to get the skin. You want to make sure there's no skin on it, right? You know, skin. I know you're hungry. You can have a piece of
yeah.
skin.
One bite.
Oh, I just skin. All right, so we've got our chicken cut up, okay? All nice, and we have no bones in it. Again, the big thing is to make sure that there's no bones, no skin. So we got a chicken cut up for the queso. We've got that already reduced for the onions on there. So now we're gonna take a little bit of sour cream. So why don't we open up that sour cream over there, have you rinse real quick. And it's great the way they designed this kitchen. Everything's like the stove's right next to the sink. The cabinet's movable. Just to make it easy to facilitate when you're cooking.
Right,
So
now,
we're gonna take the light sour cream. And always check the dates on your stuff too. Like this says right here, it says it's used by 115. So we're good.
January 15th, so yeah.
Yep, we're gonna take that, and then what you use on those is you use a specific type of like ladle. What that does, that gets right in there, because it's floppy like that. You can go in and pull everything out. You don't waste anything.
We're gonna mix it because we're gonna go mix it
Yeah. And then you throw that in the pan.
Okay. How's that? Is that good?
Yeah, you throw it right in there.
Right in there?
Yep, throw it all in there. Scraping everything. I want the whole thing in there.
Whole
Yeah.
thing? Alright, here we go.
Go for it.
That's like me. I can never have too much.
Nope, it's never too much.
Never too much sour cream.
No. So, we're gonna do on this particular recipe, we're gonna just make it easy. So this is something you can do at your house. You're gonna do sour cream, you're gonna do a little bit of ranch, blue cheese. You're gonna do half of this and do a full thing of the blue cheese. So half a ranch, a whole thing of blue cheese. She's got the sour cream going on. I'm just gonna turn around and hand her the stuff, and she can go ahead and put it in there. So that's gonna be that whole bottle of that, Kayla.
We'll boil that? Alright.
A bottle of that. And I'm gonna give you the blue cheese, and you can do the whole bottle of blue cheese. You're getting the word behind me. And so when you talk about queso is cheese. So what I like to get is the four style cheese, and you get the rustic cut, because all we're doing is gonna melt this stuff down, and that's gonna add to that gooey flavor and that pull. That's what you get when you get the queso. You want a nice pull, hot cheese pull. That's the beauty of having a table, but it's a giant butcher block. You can literally make everything at once, and you want to kind of keep, when you're doing this, you want to kind of keep your meat away from your vegetable, especially if you're dealing with like a raw meat. So you don't worry about that E. coli stuff there. You don't want to mix that. You want to keep those separate.
Another thing about a new thing of blue cheese is or anything. Hard to open.
Oh, wait a minute. This is the man moment. I can't open it. Because my hands are greasy.
See?
My hands are greasy with chicken.
See it?
Yeah.
Hercules.
Yeah, I got lucky.
Yeah, no, my hands. Not only that, but like my hands are greasy too. Oh my god.
Well, that's the thing.
Like,
In the kitchen, you're gonna be a mess. You're gonna be a mess in the kitchen. So this is a combination of flavoring with the ranch in the blue cheese, but it gives it that nice flavor, that cheesy chicken dip. If you guys ever had buffalo chicken, like a sub, or they had a salad, buffalo chicken's a big. It actually comes from Buffalo, New York. I don't know if you guys know that, but buffalo chicken wings came from Buffalo, New York. Who would have thought? Put it over there.
Right.
And now we're gonna add the chicken. So on this one, we already have the stuff in the plate. I'll actually bring the plate over. It's not hot, so we can bring it over, and they're gonna take that chicken and throw it in there. All the chicken. We don't want to miss that chicken. That's the good stuff. You gonna get all that in there? That's the nice chicken that we chopped up right there. That's going in. And that's gonna give you some of that flavor. Okay. We got all the chicken.
Yep, got everything.
Everything. We don't waste chicken.
But you can. There you go.
So you got a nice shot of that. And then, Ken, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you mix that up right here. I'm going to have you mix that up. Yeah, just take that, all that, and just fold it in. So that's what you do with your food. When I talk about folding, you're folding in stuff. You're folding in that taste and flavor. I'm going to give you the handle so you can have it. And then, like, you know, if you want to get extra hot, you want to just go ahead and add a little bit more. Get that buffalo. Look at that buffalo sauce going in there. Look at that, huh?
Look at that.
So it's starting to get that color. It's starting to get that orange color, and that look. And I'm gonna throw in a little of this too. I'm gonna throw in a little bit of chili powder, just a hint.
Just a hint.
And again, that's gonna change that color too, to that bright orange.
Look at that.
We're getting that orange color, right?
Get every little nook and cranny in here.
Yep. Cayenne pepper. It's always good with cayenne pepper. My stomach is growling. Did you hear my stomach? My stomach is growling right now.
I did.
It's saying, hello. It's all about me. It's not about anything. It's all about me. And the best thing is when you cook for friends is you enjoy it together. And then you also create that experience. I think there's anywhere you go in the world, like whether it be, you know, Paris, or whether it be Spain, or whether it be Boston or Mexico, you name it, you know. And again, we're looking to see if we see any bones or anything like that. We've got a straggler.
We got a strangler. We gotta.
Yeah.
We can get away easy.
You know, people always made that joke back in the day, like, you're only a chicken bone away from being my boss, or Kamala Harris, she's only a chicken bone with being the president. That wasn't funny. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. It was a saying back then. You're a chicken bone away. All right, let's put that back on the stove. She's got a good color going there right now.
It does. Sure
I
does.
love that color. That's a great color. You can color me buffalo any day. And we're using regular appliances, okay? In the sense that we're not using the basic. You know, if you spend a little bit more, between $200 to $300 between a good gas convection oven versus a basic oven, and this will mean a Pro Bake, it's even a little bit more than that. So let's say, you know, spend a few dollars more. It's gonna have the higher BTUs. It's gonna cook your food faster. It's gonna be more precise. You can sear better. And the convection cooking in the oven basically cooks from every direction. So there's a couple of things to be cheap on. A stove or a refrigerator, no. It's like your bed. Like, don't be cheap on your bed. You spend 8 hours a night in your bed.
I do. I sure do.
You're like, I spent 8 hours.
Hello.
Yeah. All right, so let's put that back on the stove. It's heavy. It is heavy. So now it's starting to look like a dip. And what's the one thing that we don't have in there right now that makes it a pole?
Chips.
What makes the dip? Cheese.
Cheese. Oh.
Cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna go with some cheese. So we're gonna turn the heat on that one. So that's the left toggle. He's gonna make sure it lights first. So go back to the light. And I'm not kidding when I say that Kayla is new to this kitchen. She hasn't used it before. So.
I'm new to any kitchen.
Even
mine.
So here we go. We're gonna add some cheese, okay? And you might add like, some people say, how much cheese should you add? The more cheese, the better.
Oh yeah, more cheese the better.
Like yeah, it like the cheese is like I want to like dig into this bag and eat it like the whole week, just the cheese. But we'll throw it, and then you're gonna fold it in again with your spatula there.
Yeah.
Why don't you grab that spatula, Kayla? We'll have you doing the show. So Kayla's doing all the work today.
Alright. Same deal, I'm folding it.
So you really want to melt that cheese down.
Melt that cheese.
Yep.
Melt that cheese.
And what she's doing when she's stirring that too is breaking up the chicken more and getting the chicken a little bit finer. Because you could really go through after you cut, you can really pull that chicken if you want. But that cheese is now starting to get in there. Yeah, we want it to be melted perfect. And that has to do when you're in that restaurant and you're pulling that big thing of cheese.
The nucleus.
Yeah.
The nucleus of the, like nachos, grabbing the nucleus.
Right. And like I said, the rotisserie chicken is going to give you a lot more flavor of that chicken. And you don't get that much. Like when you get a chicken queso somewhere, it's usually chicken, but it's like grinded down to its smallest form and a lot of cheese. It's not as hot. They make it for everybody. They try to make it as least expensive as possible, and that's not our bag. Like that has a great look to it. Yep, keep going. And what's great about Kayla too is her palate isn't educated yet, so we have like a clean slate to work with. So we'll get her reaction on how she feels about eating this queso dip, and then eating a queso dip somewhere else. Maybe here, maybe in Mexico. Maybe go to a nice restaurant and then see the difference between the two, and then do a comparison. Because I mean, this is the reason why you do the show too, is experiences. Once again, going back to experiences, going places and tasting more authentic food. And people say in America we have the best food. I beg to differ. You know, these Latin American countries, they grow their own tomatoes, lettuces. They bring it right in from market, and a lot of times the cows and everything, they have ranches right there, especially in the resort areas. So all this stuff comes in really, really fresh. It does make a difference in the taste. What are we doing on that pole?
It's getting there.
Yeah, getting there.
Yeah, I think I'm starting to see the strings.
Like, this smells so good. I wish I could scratch and sniff what this smells like right now.
Scratch and sniff the screen.
Yeah. So the last thing that we're gonna add while Kayla's over there stirring the mix is I'm gonna grab some scallions. And you're saying to yourself, well, why are you grabbing scallions? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You know, you already put onions in there. Onions that we put in there for a taste. So that gives you the flavor, but this will give you the color. And what I mean by color is it makes the orange, and then you have the jump in with the green, and it gives it that really cool look. So when you're looking at it, that queso dip, this is for aesthetics. Flavor too. I mean, I love scallions. I mean, and scallions are just another form of onion. Lettuce is like, let us be. So again, I'm just chopping it up there. I'm not going crazy. And that's the greenery. We'll use those scallions later. I could actually throw those in with the tacos later. So if I have stuff left over, I can use that too. Just taking the ends off. Let's see what Kayla's doing.
How's it looking? Let's say you.
I think the pull is there now. It's just bubbling right there. That means that the cheese is completely liquefied. It's bubbling now. So we can turn that off. Get the sides. Take that cheesy out. And then this, again, aesthetics. So come on over here. This is just for aesthetics. And also for the taste. Like I said, I love scallions. So that's like the finishing touch. That right there. And then I'm going to give it another little shot of pepper. The pepper gun even has a light on it. And you can see we used a minimal amount of oil in here. We didn't use a ton of oil. And then we're done. That's basically it. Okay. Then we're gonna present it in that dish. Let's take a quick taste. You wanna grab one of those?
Let me see. Let's see.
Let's see how hot it is. Wow,
Oh my god.
it's a messy thing.
I can't take him anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. I know. In total slaughter. Oh wow!
Not even in his own house.
What a taste!
All right, here we go. One bite. Everybody knows the rules.
One bite. You made it this time, Kayla. So this is, this is you.
Yeah, it's all me. Wait a minute. I'm losing it. God. Good.
Kayla's first queso. So there it is. Kayla's first queso. And we're going to plate this and we'll let the crew have at it. So we're going to cut this for a minute, enjoy some of this food, and then we'll move on to our next dish. Just to start, boys.
Let's start.